Should your eyes be that color? I can never keep track.
And neither can Treyarch. Seemingly. Since the beginning of the Ether storyline, we've had glowing eyes on our undead nightmares. It was once fairly simple, but now it's become confusing to many, sometimes myself included. So I felt it'd be fun to try and explain what every eye color means throughout the zombie series. Oh, and yes, I spell color with a U. After the O, but before the R. For the uninitiated, the eye colors in zombies, the most, probably mean nothing. But since its inception, it has had its relation to who is currently in control of the hordes, and we've had many demonic announcers throughout the series. So let's get to it, shall we? Starting with yellow. In Richtofen's pursuit of grand and ultimate power, he'd station a research facility on the moon. His group was made up of disgruntled Group 935 scientists who disliked the direction Dr. Maxis was taking it. Lead researchers for the main base's attraction, the MPD, were Drs. Groff and Schuster. When the MPD was awaiting a test subject, the young Samantha Maxis suddenly appeared inside the base. Frightened after what occurred from her point of origin, and from the lack of air, Samantha ran towards the only object she had in her sight. Entering the MPD, Samantha gained godlike powers, and all of the undead that existed gained yellow glowing eyes. Throughout World at War to Black Ops 1, Samantha unleashed her endless army of the dead against the Ultimus crew and anyone who aligned with them. Outside of those two games, Samantha was also in control in the Black Ops 2 map Nuketown Zombies and the Black Ops 4 map Classified, where the yellow is even more vibrant than how it appears in the Chaos maps. But there's a lot of maps where there's yellow eyes that don't feature Samantha as the demonic announcer. But the announcer in BO3 was Samantha, I hear you ask. And you're correct. But I feel this is purely just reused assets, as even the maps that have red eyes in BO3 have her voice lines. So what do I think the yellow eyes mean in Origins and the BO3 maps? Not a single clue. It cannot be what the eye color is when no one's in control, and I'll explain why that is later. So what could it mean? Well, if anyone has any theories or full-on answers that I'm just unable to find, please let me know. I truly have no idea what the yellow eyes mean in Origins and Black Ops 3. Although, Richtofen does allude to the announcer being Samantha, so who really knows? Outside of BO3, we enter the Dark Ether story, where yellow eyes have been in every game except Vanguard. It's possible it means the Forsaken, due to him being the announcer in every map that has the yellow eyes, but it also seems that zombies perhaps act independent of their grand ruler. I also would think that purple eyes would be more befitting for the Forsaken, but I suppose what do I know? Basically, it could be the Forsaken, but again, I don't know. Orange. There was a time where the eyes changed to yellow, but more fierce. I say they're orange only because Dr. Maxis' colors for the Victus quests were orange, but the eyes in Buried when Maxis gained control are still yellow, with an orange filter on the screen. I get into Maxis' reasons in his own video, but I'll explain it short and sweet. In Black Ops 2, after Dr. Richtofen ascended to godhood, Maxis sought a way to defeat him, and that scheme involved the manipulation of the Victus crew to help him construct 3 pylons in his favor. When constructed, it replaced Richtofen with Maxis, shifting the zombie eyes off of blue and orange. These eyes only appeared once in the map Buried for those who did the Maxis Easter egg. Despite still being in control of the zombies by the Victus comics, the eyes have no glow whatsoever. I don't really know why. I guess it's just an art direction choice, but still, it's weird. Red. For many, red is the most mysterious and unknown for the eye colors. But in a surprising twist, Treyarch confirmed what red means in the finale of Ether, Dr. Toten. In the radio starring Jebediah Brown, he mentions that one of the zombified citizens featured burning red eyes, and by this time, no one is in control. Now, obviously, the controller can send their hordes to any point in history as they see everything all at once, but that's not the point. In the maps that feature the red eyes, such as Mob of the Dead, Gorod Krovi, Revelations, Blood of the Dead, and Dr. Toten, it means you are facing a zombie with no master. They are purely reacting on their undead instincts. The choice for red eyes in Mob of the Dead was purely because they felt it fit the map, but a cool bit of trivia is a prisoner in Alcatraz mentioned seeing a ghostly image in solitary confinement that had haunting red eyes and began attacking him. So that's pretty neat. Outside of the Ether story, there was another instance of red eyes. In Call of Duty Vanguard, the Dark Ether entity known as Cortifex the Deathless had the ability to resurrect and control the dead. Bonding with Wolfram von List, the two of them raised an army of the dead in Stalingrad, Okinawa, and Egypt. Not only do the zombies that serve as puppets for Cortifex feature red eyes, but they also feature his Dark Ether rune symbol on their foreheads, further proof of his control over them. Blue. Through World at War and Black Ops 1, the Ultimus version of Dr. Edward Richtofen brought his lackeys along with him to various abandoned sites, all the while Samantha Maxis loomed close behind with her hordes of the dead. Richtofen's goal from the start was to become supreme ruler and god, but with Samantha in the way, Richtofen needed to collect artifacts that could help him achieve that goal. In Moon, with the artifacts in hand, Richtofen and Samantha swapped bodies. The eyes of the zombies changed to fit their new commander, now being an eerie blue. Which I vastly prefer over the yellow, by the way. These blue eyes only appeared in Moon when players achieved the Easter egg, and in Nuketown Zombies for players who made it to round 25 on regular difficulty, as well as the default eye color in Transit, Die Rise, and Buried, with obviously no prerequisites. As mentioned before, the blue eyes were replaced in Buried if players did the Maxis Easter egg, but what I didn't mention is that there will always be a single zombie with blue eyes, which will play Richtofen voice lines. In the map Origins, the Great War zombies seem to have a sort of blue eyes, sort of white eyes? Icy blue? Regardless, I'm not sure what this color represents. It is still featured in its BO3 remake, but only to those that spawn in the crazy place. Otherwise, they still have yellow eyes, so it's probably an unintentional change. Before moving on, I'd like to quickly mention that in Black Ops 2 Zombies multiplayer mode, Turned, the player with the highest score will feature the blue glowing eyes, while anyone else in the match will sport the basic yellow. This has no lore relevance, I just thought it was neat. White. Seen in a singular map in Black Ops 4, Alpha Omega. In Camp Edward, Broken Arrow's founder and leader, Cornelius Purnell, allowed himself to become consumed by Element 115's delusions, growing desperate to reach the mystical realm, Agartha. He believed that through the American Pyramid device he could ascend to godliness and find his way to Agartha. However, he wound up trapped within the device and remained dormant for over 50 years until Primus and Ultimus' arrival in 2025. It's at Camp Edward where Cornelius Purnell, now as the Avogadro, controlled the hordes, albeit only in a small area compared to the grand scale power one would have from within the MPD. This time, the zombies' eyes were pale white, and if I'm honest, this is my least favorite color for the zombies' eyes. It's just boring. Green. Green has no commander. Unless you consider yourself its commander, then I guess it does. Starting in Black Ops 3, with the introduction of alternate ammo types, came a multitude of new forms of firepower, one being Turned, or Brain Rot in later games. When the AAT is activated, the zombies hit with it will gain green glowing eyes, and fight alongside you, taking out any nearby zombies. They are surprisingly helpful. Before, they only gained a green light over the yellow eye, or whatever color the zombie was prior, similar to how the blue eyes were in Black Ops 3's Moon. But in later games, the glow comes from the eyeball and not over it. This is honestly best seen in Vanguard. Oh, and in Black Ops Cold War onward, Brain Rot gained the ability to turn special enemies, and in Black Ops 6, elite enemies such as the Abomination and Amalgam. Purple. Purple, as of now, has no meaning. It's first seen in Black Ops 6 when performing amp defenses in Terminus, the final step in Liberty Falls, or when doing any SAM trials. In fact, due to its relation with SAM, however, this could, and this is obviously purely speculative and overthinking it, but it could be SAM itself. I personally don't trust our sadistic little robotic friend, but I suppose we'll see where her intentions lie as we go through the rest of Black Ops 6. Oh, and also, the purple eyes actually look so good. Can we please have them be the norm? Why weren't they purple when the Forsaken was in charge? Or the Entity? Or even some... And now, she has purple eyes! I'm sorry, I'm so tired of the yellow. Please, Treyarch, please, I beg. It's been nearly 20 years of seeing the same color. I don't want to see it anymore. Please, anything else. Go back to blue or something. Just, please, something else, Treyarch. I'm no longer... Sorry about that. It seems the eye colors are a bit of a trigger for me. With that, though, that's the origins behind the eye colors in zombies. I considered talking about EXO, World War II, IW, Chaos, and... even nightmares, but, well, I don't have an excuse. But if you want it, I'll make a video on it, if there's enough lore to make a video off of anyway. Anywho, thank you for watching. I hope this was enjoyable, and I'm specifically going to call out my friends, Dallas and Dylan, for the topic idea. Thank you both for your support through all of this. You guys mean a lot to me. Okay now, bye-bye.